Good evening, KU of the fall 2015 semester. I'm Griffin Hughes.
I'm Paige Adamany.
Well, Paige, we're just coming off of Thanksgiving, so real quick, how was your break?
It was great, yeah. I got away to Florida to see my grandparents, and they had awesome weather down there. Came back here, not so great weather, but how about you?
Well, I went to Colorado and it was snowing, but I happen to like the snow
Okay.
because, I'm from Colorado. So I get back here and it's just cold and it's not snowing, and it immediately brought my mood down because I expected, when it's that cold, I expect snow.
And it was a lot of rain, too, which is just kind of
But the food was good, right?
Oh, it was great,
as long as that's all what Thanksgiving's about, is you got the food, right?
The food and the family and the friends.
Exactly.
I love it,
So, it doesn't matter what kind of weather there is.
Yeah,
well,
very
true. Our crew member, Tyler Sotard, I think had a pretty good time. And a video got to us of him singing Adele's new song, Hello. So obviously that begs the question, who sang it better? So we'll show you both and then we'll figure it out.
Hello from the other side. At least I've called 1,000 times to tell you I'm sorry for breaking your heart, and it don't matter, it clearly doesn't tear you apart anymore. Ooh.
I don't know. That was pretty impressive.
I love that the dog is in it. Bonus points for having a dog. Sing it too.
It gave that extra little flair to it.
It did. It was cute.
I mean, I don't know if you can sing Adele's song better than Adele.
Yeah, it's tough.
But, he did his best, so we applaud him for that. Let's talk basketball, which is, I mean, that's pretty easy to talk about, right?
Definitely.
So, the men's team played last night against Loyola Maryland, and it was, of course, the debut of Sheck Diallo after the NCAA kind of, I don't know what you could say about that whole situation. The fact that he was ineligible for a long time, and the NCAA never really figured out what they were doing in terms of his academics and whether he was eligible or not. Makes his debut last night, 13 points, couple boards. I mean, it is Loyola Maryland, so you got to kind of take that into account. But you were at that game. What was your first impression?
I was immediately impressed that he actually jumped right in. It looked like he had a great game, was scoring, was on the court, making some blocks. I was like, wow, he really put on like a great game, especially in the very first one we've seen him in.
Well, we'll have to see how he develops as a player. And really, he's got a high motor, but he's not that athletic of a guy. He's just not going to be that offensive force. So 13 points against Loyola Maryland is probably about as high as he's going to get.
Yeah.
You bring him against teams like Baylor where you've got Rico Gathers and guys like that, he's going to struggle, but defensively he's always going to bring that kind of emotion, that high motor that he's got. So I feel like his ceiling we have yet to see, but everyone is saying that his ceiling is pretty high. So
I think everyone was really excited to see him. And again, also kind of just getting to see him play after so long of like waiting to have him the free Sheck campaign that we all started. So it was kind of fun to actually get to see him play then. So I think everyone was really excited when we saw him scoring and just him making some good plays. So yeah, I agree. It'll be fun to see where he goes from here.
Yeah, and the place was rocking.
Oh,
for him. I mean, that's got to be just a mental boost for a guy like that, a freshman. I think he's 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
And he comes in and he's got 15,000 people just chanting his name and cheering when he gets out there. So, it's always a good environment when you play your first couple games in Allen Fieldhouse. So he got to start with that, and, I guess we'll just have to see where he goes.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited. And I don't know if you saw it, but I saw on Twitter Loyola's coach made a comment about the atmosphere of Allen Fieldhouse and just how, they've played other teams across the country, but really Allen Fieldhouse was really gave them a run for their money as being a really great place for us to play.
Well, I can't really see that as much of a surprise. I mean, it's well known that that's one of the greatest home court advantages in college basketball. I mean, you put like Allen Fieldhouse, and then you can put Pauley Pavilion when UCLA is really good, put the Cameron Crazies when Duke's really good. I mean, those are really your elite three up there, and then I guess the Carrier Dome if you want to put it in there. But the best game I watched last night, to digress a little bit, was Maryland and North Carolina. Talk about two top 10 teams going at it. Both teams shot over 55%. It was ridiculous. And it wasn't that there was bad defense there. It was just that both teams are just so great at playing offense. Marcus Page came back for North Carolina at home, and he got a huge ovation, and they all loved him. He comes out and immediately gets an assist. The next possession drains a three and just never stopped from there. That was the best game I've watched all year, and it was, you could tell both coaches, they didn't really mind whoever won or lost because it was just such a great game. Went right down to the wire, and Melo Trimble's a stud.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and those games, including like the one that maybe we'll see in Kentucky and KU, are always the ones that get everyone so excited about March Madness. Like getting a preview of those like great teams playing each other even. Oh, those are great. But up next, we have Bella out on Mass Street.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Welcome back to this segment of Good Evening KU. Today I'm here with Hannah Lieberman, and we're going to talk a little bit about the KU Dance Marathon. So first, can you tell our audience what it's all about?
Yeah, so KU Dance Marathon is an 8-hour marathon we're having this Saturday where we fundraise and do a bunch of games and events to support our local Children's Miracle Network Hospital in Kansas City, which is KU Pediatrics.
So you mentioned you're the executive director, correct? So what is kind of your job about, with the KU Dance?
Yeah, so I'm in charge of overseeing all 14 of our director positions underneath me. We have people in charge of entertainment, fundraising, finances, recruitment and morale, different people that help put everything together. So I just oversee all those positions and make sure everything's going well, and that everyone is doing their job and doesn't have any questions and doesn't need any help or anything like that.
So kind of what is TCBY trying to do today for the KU Dance Marathon?
Yeah, so TCBY is holding a percentage night for us tonight from 5 to 10, basically to just help get our name out to the Lawrence community and get college students to come in. So they will donate a percentage of whatever income we bring to them tonight. They will donate a percentage to our total fundraising goal on Saturday.
Cool. So how does how do students get involved if they want to help with KU Dance Marathon?
Yeah, so we have a couple different options. So a dancer is a $25 fee to sign up. You get a t-shirt. Panda Express does our lunch. And then we have snacks throughout the day. There's a visitor option where you can come for free, just check out the marathon, see what it's about. If you want to upgrade to a dancer, you can pay that $25 and then you can get the shirt and the food. And then, you just go to kudm.org and click register, and then you can join a team or you can be an individual dancer.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like super fun. If you could remind our audience what time and day it is?
Yeah. It's December 5th, which is on Saturday, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. in the ballroom at the Kansas Union.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Next up, we'll have the news.
Welcome back. I'm Taylor F. Thomas.
And I'm Patrick B. Sullivan. This is your Good Evening KU News Update. Breaking news this afternoon with another mass shooting. This time it's in San Bernardino, California, and the gunman or gunmen are still on the loose.
At least 14 people have been killed and a dozen more are wounded. According to authorities, 3 suspects entered an inland regional center with long guns and began firing. Again, at this time they are still at large.
The Olympics are less than a year away, and there are still major concerns about the quality of the water in Rio de Janeiro. Expanded tests over the past 6 months have determined that the waters are more widely contaminated by sewage than previously known. Olympic and World Health Organization officials have been inconsistent with promises to carry out their own testing.
Chicago Police Superintendent Gary McCarthy was called to resign yesterday, and response to an angry protest about the way the city handled a shooting of a black teenager. The teen died in October of 2014 after being shot 16 times by a white officer. Footage of the shooting was released last week, which led to questions about the accountability of law enforcement.
SeaWorld is not only the only one in trouble when it comes to sea life. Yesterday, Japan sent more than 300 ships to kill about 300 whales. Last year, the International Court decided this was not a legal practice. This prompted Japan to change the name of the program, calling it scientific research. This is still not making many people too happy.
All 3 finalists of the vacant positions of the Director of Office of Multicultural Affairs will present to a research committee this week. 2 of the candidates have already presented, and the final presentation will be on Friday. The presentation topic is Strategic Leadership at KU's Office of Multicultural Affairs, and this was chosen because of the importance of strategic planning within the program.
Our neighborly friend to the south continues to have some financial troubles. Puerto Rico's debt has gotten so bad that the government said they are unable to pay the $70 billion they owe. Because Puerto Rico is a U.S. Commonwealth and not a state, it cannot declare bankruptcy. Yesterday, the governor asked Congress to please change the law and let them see bankruptcy.
The KU volleyball team is set to host the first round of the NCAA tournament. The games start on Thursday with Missouri versus Missouri State at 4 p.m. and KU versus Furman at 6:30. The winners of the games will play at 6:30 on Friday.
And that will wrap up today's news update. Stay tuned, and after the break, Jacob will be here with the weather.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Good evening, KU. Currently looking at a shot of Mass Street. Looking good as always, pretty busy out. Actually, one of my favorite times of year where you see all the Christmas lights. Can't see too many right now, but I was just there earlier today. It looks very nice. Feels pretty good out there right now, about temperatures in the high 40s, certainly better than this morning where they're in the low 30s, really windy, made for a pretty miserable walk to class. Now, as we move on to tonight, looking at 36 degrees, fairly similar to this morning, but we shouldn't have as strong of a wind. Either way, if you're going out tonight, be sure to pack a jacket or a coat. And as we move on to tomorrow, it should be fairly similar to today, looking at 51 degrees. Less of a wind, though, so that should be a little bit of relief from this cold. As we move on to our 5-day forecast, it should be pretty boring weather-wise, looking at a high of 55 Friday before moving on to Saturday with 54. And then as we round our next week off, Monday looking at a high of 53. So that's going to do it for our weather tonight. Thank you very much for watching. And stay tuned after this break for an edition of Newsflash starring yours truly, me.
Hi, I'm Taylor Thomas with Patrick Sullivan, and we are here hosting a few questions. We're going to ask Andrew a few questions about where he thinks he is, and so we'll see if he can guess it. And we're waiting on our setting.
Play a quick game of Newsflash.
Oh,
man. You must love where you are right now, man. I wish I was there. Golly.
I mean, I love basketball. I love the Allen Fieldhouse. Like,
I don't know, man. I think you're looking pretty cozy, man.
pretty cozy. It is.
Yeah,
cozy
you
in the Allen
are
Fieldhouse.
loving where you are right
it
now.
is so cute, so fluffy.
I mean, they do
How'd
pack
you get
people.
here?
Oh my God, I can't even remember. Like, I just woke up.
You just woke
and-
up.
Yeah.
And
I went out
you're
one
just
night.
surrounded
It was
by
a great
just-
night, and
Oh,
I
so
woke up.
fluffy.
Oh my gosh.
And
And it was so cuddly.
so cuddly. Like,
How many do you think there
do you know
are?
all their names?
I do. Joe. Let's see here.
Do you want to take him
Oh,
for a walk?
heads
Oh!
up, heads up.
Yeah. Yeah, I do want to take them for a walk because
Hey, scooch
they're my
over a
friends.
second.
And
Do you want to take him for a walk, do you think?
of course, I love to take walks with my friends. Like, who doesn't? I mean,
Yeah.
Are
come
you
on.
afraid that they're going to eat your shoes or bite?
I mean, that's not a cool thing to do. I don't have any friends that eat my shoes, but
Do you have any
Yeah.
allergies? Do you think you're allergic?
I mean, I think I'm allergic to mangoes.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Fun fact.
Close.
I'm allergic to
No
mangoes.
worries here.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's good to know. Good to know. So I'm not gonna die.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you think that you know what's going on behind you?
I have no idea. Well, actually.
Fluffy.
Okay. Animals.
Yeah,
Animals.
you got
Yes.
that down.
Animals?
Yeah.
You got
What
that
type?
down.
What type of animal do you
Fluffy,
think? A man's
they-
best friend?
Oh, a dog. Dog. Puppies.
Yes. Yes.
Puppies.
Puppies.
There you go.
There
There
we
you
go.
go.
Look
Cute
at
little
that.
puppies.
You were just hanging out with the pups.
Oh. Yeah.
And
That's a
that
great
is
time.
all for us today. Make sure to follow us on media at Media Crossroads on Twitter.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching our show today.